Welcome to ePathshala. My name is Naresh Kumar. I am Assistant Professor at the Department of Evening Studies, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Today's lecture, we are going to discuss India's security concern. From security, we mean various aspects of a nation's security that are essential for its existence. In the security, we can include the military security of a country, economic security of a country, environmental security of a country, and cyber security. So, in this paper, we are going to look at the historical development of India's security policies. Starting from the Nehruvian era, we will discuss the milieu of Indian security policy. Then we will discuss the post-Nehruvian phase where India developed its strategic strength, and then we will discuss the post-Cold War era and discuss the various challenges in front of India's security policies. After that, we are going to list out various security concerns in front of India's strategist. The concept of security is regarded as most important element of national interest of any country's foreign policy because it is the first guarantee of a state's international personality. Hence, it acquires prominent place in the priorities of foreign policy. In this context, the term security policy provides broader and far more accurate picture of country's perspective on issues critical to the survival of a country. It is because it does not limit itself only to the threats from external sources but also includes internal threats to a country. Besides, it does not examine threats but also look at the challenges the country is facing both in medium and long-term basis. However, the increased scope of national security also involves problems. National security may no longer be synonymous with national defense, but the fact remains that national defense is still the most central issue of this concept. Any exaggerated attempt to broadening the concept may well result in losing sight of the central issue. Hence, one has to analyze the broader context of national security in the context of parameters of national defense. National security can be understood through various meanings given below. Number one, security means the preservation of the A. Territorial integrity, B. Sovereignty, C. Life and property of the people. Security means primary external security from the point of view of international relation, other aspect of internal interest which relate to the very existence of the state or which would weaken or strengthen external security can also be considered as part of security. Short-term security in terms of militarism often proves false. Long-term and durable security is that which results from economic development, state building, and non-malevolent foreign policy. A military security system outside national frontiers has the seeds of imperialism in it and does not therefore represent security in the true sense, and in the nuclear age may be determinantal to national interest. Thus, state should develop a capacity to communicate and interact, and having the capacity to protect such communication and interaction from becoming determinantal on one's own security and stability, which are essential dual integrants in the process of creating desired security environment. Therefore, to study the security policy in comprehensive context and in multifaceted form is that demand for contemporary international relation. India's security concern. Number one, global level context. Global level challenges for India's security should be analyzed into two parts. Number one, Cold War era. Number two, post-Cold War era. Cold War era from 1947 to 1991. During the Cold War period, consistency was missing in the Indian security policy. Rather, on the basis of its experiences and changing international milieu, it was changing frequently. Basically, it could be understood under twin categories: A. During Nehru era, B. During post-Nehruvian era. During Nehruvian era, in the post-independence India, a well-integrated security policy was not adopted due to various reasons. First, the partition of the subcontinent fragmented India's territory, its economic resources, armed forces, population, productive capacities, etc., which reduced it into a weak state. Second, the new political leaders like British neither could follow a forward-looking policy in the north, nor do they had any naval policies for the south. Third, Indian freedom struggle was devoid of thinking to incorporate military specialists to consider the security issue. Only a very limited concern was shown by some leaders, but that too was confined mainly to the mechanical aspects such as reduction in the military expenditure, reforms in recruitment system, and demand for indigenization, etc. Post-World War II, strategic environment provided limited option for Indian security. Due to prevailing Cold War between the superpowers, the position of newly independent state was so asymmetrical that they are not in the position to withstand the pressure of these powers, nor they could withstand with their own pressure. However, India's position was slightly better among the developing countries, yet because of its suspicions and unfriendly tie with its neighbor countries like China and Pakistan, it got involved in the global Cold War politics. Now, Nehru was confident about not having any problem for Indian security at global level, yet he never completely ruled out the possibility of such conflict at the regional and bilateral level. But to meet out the latter, he relied on twin type of mean. Number one, security through friendship. Number two, resolution of conflict through political means. First method of Nehru's strategy was very much evident from his policy towards China, particularly his policy of Panchsheel. Thus, Nehru, especially prior to 1962 China War, was devoid of any security policy of India. India's compensation to such policy through its policy of non-alignment also remained faulty. Both superpowers were critical to India's such approach and never have conviction for such policy. Non-alignment did not devise any mechanism to guarantee for India's security during the Cold War. India's neighbors, though, supported its policy and related principle but never adopted them in the practice while establishing bilateral ties with India. Thus, Nehru era represents the lack of concentrate policy for national security. Beside all, the principle and diplomacy for defense also proved faulty, and the incident Nehru had of 1962 Indo-China War represent the height of such phenomena. B. During post-Nehru period. The post-Nehru era represents the emphasis on new strategies and programs for India's defense. First, country's national interests were re-examined in the context of its foreign policy orientation, and new assessment about friends and enemies of country is made. Second, for first time in post-independent India, foreign policy were no more allowed to remain the domain reserved to the political leaders. Third, it was brought out into a while assuring figure pointed out at those who were guilty of having neglected India's security. Finally, the wide freedom and enjoyed in the foreign policy sector had disappeared. At least so far regional affairs were concerned. Thus, A re-evaluation of Nehruvian concept of national security was clearly evident. After settling herself into power, Indira Gandhi adopted twin type of strategies to tackle the new situation. These strategies were number one, self-reliant in defense, number two, friendly with power. India knew well that self-reliance in defense and development of strong capabilities are not easy to achieve overnight. Their process are time consuming. Consequently, India also followed the strategy of friendship with major power till the first is achieved. From the point of view of strengthening military capability, the decade of 1917 and 80s had very important. The war of 1971 not only enhanced India's regional status but also increased its role in international politics. At this juncture, India on the one hand was opposing the discriminatory nuclear regime in the form of nuclear non-proliferation treaty, whereas on the other hand it was busy in enhancing its prestige by conducting peaceful nuclear explosion at Pokhran 1974. Visualizing the strategic control over nuclear proliferation, smaller states adopted a similar and shortcut method to develop missile without conducting nuclear explosion. India was also not blind in this process. Hence, during the decade of 1980s, India, along with space program for peaceful purpose, developed an independent missile development program. India, after China, has been considered the most advanced country among the third world countries to acquire such technology. Thus, efforts toward self-reliance in defense and goodwill with major power remains the hallmark of Indian security policy till the end of the Cold War. Post-Cold War era 1991 to 2015. In the post-Cold War era, one thing is certain, that now India has to reassess its old ties and develop new affiliation. In the context of its relation with China, Russia and America, it has to develop new realignment with a view to bring out more straightforward and objective ties with them. India has signed a new treaty of friendship with as a mark to continue with the old friends relationship. But India cannot rely upon Russia to the extent as it used to be dependent upon erstwhile USSR. Thus, new changes have taken place in the Indo-Russian relation, but a coordination among the two to serve India's long-term interest may continue to retain the same. Post-Cold War situation has brought about substantial change in India-America relation. They are no more in the Cold War as used to be earlier. Despite the differences, relationship among them is going to be positive direction. Besides development of military to military cooperation among the two, America now considers India as important power of South Asia. In post-Cold War era, India continued its earlier policy of self-reliance in defense along with the adaptability with new changes. Some experts believe that establishment of National Security Council is likely to strengthen the institutional growth of India's foreign policy making. But it is too early to reach such conclusion about the success of this new institution. Hence, on the basis of the growth, this new institution to conclude that security policy will be more coherent and long-term is too optimistic and utopian. Probably India will continue to monitor its security on its consistent effort to defend, build up a new diplomacy to adopt the changing international milieu. Regional context. India's regional security concerns are related to development in and around South Asian region, West Asia, Central Asian Republic, Southeast Asian state and China. Though some of them may not be geographically connected with India and may not have direct bearing of India's security, yet indirectly spillover impact of certain development in these states does affect India's security. Broadly speaking, in this context, following factors impact on India's in a significant manner. Pakistan factor. Since its inception, Pakistan continued to remain a significant factor in India's regional security concern. This is clearly manifest from the 4 hot war India had to fight with Pakistan. Besides, Kashmir factor has become a prominent irritant between the two states. Some other issues like Sarkarik, Siachen, Indus water, etc. also become point of debate between the two states. Presence of Cold War and role of outside power added a pinch of salt to their hostile relationship. Hence, so far they have not been able to demarcate their international border. Rather continue to observe LOC as their boundary. Conflict is being managed through proxy war, terrorism got importance. Thus, the South Asian Pakistan factor continue to remain prominent irritant in India's security concern. Only change that has taken was probably in terms of degree and style, but not in content. China factor. When India became free, it was assured that McMahon Line, demarcated during 1914 Shimla Agreement by Tibet, British India and China, will work as international border between the two states. But the new government of People's Republic of China in 1949 rejected this time as it was drawn by the colonial master at that time. As a result, war took place between the two states in 1962, which led to the capture of thousands of kilometers of Indian territory. Chinese assistance in the development of nuclear program of Pakistan and economic assistance to develop Pakistan is building an economic corridors in Pakistan from Karakoram to Gwadar Port. Its assertive role in South China Sea, etc., are working as serious irritant in building goodwill between the two states. Additionally, China's pursuit of string of pearls theory by helping naval development in India's neighborhood is a serious matter for the latter. This marine Silk Route venture by China is not taken positively by Indian policymaker. Indian Ocean. Nearly 97% of India's trade is done through this route. Moreover, 75% of India's oil exploration work is also done in the high sea of Indian Ocean. Huge area of Indian Ocean can be explored for economic resources by India as approved by international law in the form of EEZ. 14 states of this region form a new economic grouping in the form of Indian Ocean Rim Association, Association for Regional Cooperation. Later this number reached to 20. Now India, along all other states of this organization, is concerned with making sea lane of communication open so that trade and other economic activities of this forum can run smoothly. Central Asian Republic. With the growth of terrorism, fundamentalism, northern side of India also become serious issues for the country. Political stabilities are the main source of security concern in this area. To maintain safety and security of oil gas pipeline in this region may become reason for India's security concern, as it is also involved in the joint exploration and supply of natural gases and other resources. Indo-Pacific region. The region from Western Indian Ocean to Pacific is also emerging as an important area due to geo-economic and geo-strategic nature. Since India is mainly concerned about this area, hence development in this region cannot be overlooked. India became a part of a joint naval exercise being done by US, Australia and Japan. As a result, it is important part of US design to pivot of Asia as a larger Asia-Pacific security arrangement. India's security interests are not only limited its proximity neighborhood of South Asia but also related toward the extended neighborhood of Southeast, Central and West Asia. This is also well manifested in terms of its longer Indian Ocean Association and Asia Pacific framework. Internal context. Some internal crises have serious bearing on India's security matters. These are: number one, secessionism. Since India's plural system, it is a house of numerous different groups in terms of caste, creed, ethnicity, language, etc. Such movements have been active in the northern part in the form of Nagas, Mizos, Meitei, Tripura movement. In the northern area, such problems are being witnessed in Jammu and Kashmir. Terrorism. Since 1980s, problem of terrorism became a grave menace for the unity and integrity of country. These activities are being supported not only domestically but also getting outside support from countries like Pakistan. Due to porous and non-demarcated nature of border have further added complexities to this situation. Naxalism. Presently, country's administration and political stability is being challenged by the Naxalite movement, starting from Nepal border to the activities of People War Group of Andhra Pradesh. Nearly 400 districts of the countries are facing the problem of Naxalism. Problem of ethnicity. It is historical legacy that South Asia do have certain common ethnic population. They are similar but residing in different countries. But if some conflict arise among there with those people in one state, it is bound to have spillover in other countries. Legacy of shared ethnicity, race, religion, etc. in India's neighborhood so pose threat to security problem of India. Strategies for security. To handle the security concern, government has adopted three types of broad strategies. Hard power projection. India always favored to use peaceful and non-violent means for resolution of global and regional conflict. Simultaneously, it also engaged in development of hard power capability to handle the problem. As a result, it has developed a long chain of defense laboratory under the agencies of DRDO. Besides, since 1983, it has started integrated guided missile development program to become self-reliant in missile development. It is also working in the field of nuclear and electronic area to boost its capacities. This is further supported by space program to provide technologies for the use of defense production. However, it must be noted here that despite so much effort, India is still dependent on the weapon acquisition from the outside. Soft power diplomacy. Beside hard power capability, India is also engaged in security through soft power as well. In terms of demography, economy, science and technology, and cultural mourning, it is advancing its agenda of creating goodwill with neighbors and outside. In the early years, these goals have been attained through policies of Panchsheel, Gujarat Doctrine, and non-alignment. The policy of economic engagement through extended neighborhood, lookist and actist, and new regionalism has been followed. Internal strength. Success of above strategies are dependent upon India's domestic strength at internal level. India has to handle the issue of state and national building by forming cohesive and integrated social order. In this complex scenario, when there is thin line to segregate between domestic and international milieu, India has to enhance capabilities of the system to face these challenges. Though working of Indian democracy and youth power are two positive indicators in the favor of India, yet the issue of corruption, economic deprivation and marginalization of large population are two big internal challenges the country has been facing in time to come. To conclude the presentation, we can say that India's security policy has seen different phases from the Cold War politics to the present era of globalization. We have seen different kind of security challenges and different kind of handling of the security matters. As we discussed, in the Nehruvian era, Indian foreign policy was based on the idealistic assumption, and it became more realistic in the period of Indira Gandhi, and in the present context, India's security policy is the mixture of realism and the idealism. So, but the concern for Indian foreign policy and security policy is its high dependence upon the other nation states for the purpose of military power.